So we were marchiv very much last time. I enjoyed that very much. Hope that Seaward did also. The idea of the two things we have to keep in mind when we do our cheshbon nefesh, when we get involved in zehirus, is to mitbonein what is good, what's true goodness, and what's not true goodness, and then of course to think about the actions that we're doing. We continue. Now watch the Mesilas Yesharim further bringing and breaking things down and categorizing. It's 2 times that you do this evaluation. At Shas Maisa, as you're acting, Bishlo B'Shas Maisa. B'Shas Maisa, look at this. Shelo Yaseh Shum Masa. Incredible. You don't do anything. Everything you're about to do, you go into, I'm going to have this conversation, I'm going to give this person musar, I'm going to say something to my wife, I'm going to say something to my husband. You're always thinking about it. Is this B'chlal HaTov or B'chlal HaRa? Is this part of the Tov Amiti? Is this part of the Ra Amiti? Incredible. Very, very intense. B'shlo B'shas Maisa. Now, Rabosai, friends, I want to point again, that's what I feel my job is a little bit, for myself for sure, and perhaps for the others that have chosen to listen here, is that you don't have to take, Yiddishkeit is not all or nothing, and Mesilas Yesharim is not all or nothing. A person might say to himself, look, Ashrei me, that listens to Mesilas Yesharim exactly as he says it. And he says, the person says to himself, I will not do anything in my life without thinking about it, and weighing it and evaluating it. Is it part of the Tov Amiti or not? And I have a clear picture in my head of what the Tov Amiti is as I go around my daily actions, my hourly tasks. Incredible. That person would be a very, very big tzaddik. That person would be on a high level, right? Many of us listening, including me, might say, I can't imagine doing that in my life right now. So Mesilas Yesharim is not for me. Chas v'shalom. Chas v'shalom. Chas v'shalom. Mesilas Yesharim is for us. But it's madregas. I can certainly do it a lot more. I can live with a lot more presence, a lot more consciousness now that I have to say that. I'm not going to do anything you can think about. Every time before I take that third pancake, I'm thinking, is this third pancake B'chlal HaTov or B'chlal HaRa, right? A minute on your lips, forever on your hips, right? Okay, so therefore what? Now watch what happened. Here's the Tzaddik Yisod Olam, or maybe not Tzaddik Yisod Olam. Here's a person. I'm eating. Every piece of food that comes into my mouth is going to be considered. Is this B'chlal HaTov, B'chlal HaRa? And then what am I going to do with that? I'll play it out, right? Well, does it help my health? Does it not help me health? Do I need to for Yeshiva Das? Not Yeshiva Das. We spoke about that a little bit more. We'll learn more about it. Can I see the Tamuruk Yitov Hashem in this thing? Whatever way you person deals with the Avodah Gedol of Ochel, etc. And that person says, okay, so now I need 1 cup of water. I don't need 2 cups of water, and I need 15 minutes, not 14 minutes, and I need 16 minutes, not 15 minutes, and I need 15 minutes, not 16 minutes. And he lives with that level of cheshbon, right? A person who can do that is on a very, 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 very high madrega. Okay, next thing is, watch this. The person says, that Mesilas Yesharim, it's not realistic, not for me. It's so out there. Throw it out. No. How about something like this? I can eat with more consciousness than I'm used to. Right now, I just eat. And now I'm going to try to live with consciousness for consideration for 1 meal a day or 1 meal a week or 1 meal on Shabbos. You've changed in an enormous amount by doing that. I'm going to live over this meal, my Friday night meal, first 15 minutes. The challah. I will eat challah in such a way. The rest of the meal, gates are open. The cholent is waiting. The fish is coming. The kneidlach are boiling. Very good. But the challah, the challah I'm going to eat in that way. How much challah do I need to eat? How much challah is part of the Tov Hashem? How much isn't? You can do that. And here's the point. That is an enormously different, bigger madrega than living without a cheshbon. So is it what the Mesilas Yesharim spoke about? No. But it's going to take you much further. So I think everybody knows what I'm talking about, but I just have to emphasize that and it's something I've said before, and I'll say it again, because that's our job, is to take the Svarim, hear the message, imagine and get clarity on what the Yesod is and what a person could live like. But then you have to let the ideas meet you in a real way. And if you can't do that, you end up usually, unstable or nervous or not connected at all, because or dumbing everything down. Totally. I don't consider what I just did, friends, dumbing it down. I consider what I did being mita'emet to where we're at in a good way. Because like I said, I don't want to say the words, I can't live like that, but as I speak to you today, I'll tell you, I don't live like that, and I don't plan on pretty soon, future living like that. Every single action I do, etc. But there are areas in my life, and there are ways, that Friday night, right? Or when it comes to giving a Talmud Musar, maybe I could live like that. I don't want to say a single word of bikard on another person, right? Without really thinking about what sort of bikard means, critique or something, right? I don't want to say a word to a Talmud without really being very, very careful. Or I don't want to say a word when I'm speaking public without saying, that's a madrega, a person theoretically could live with. But say everything I say is always going to be cheshbon. You get the idea? So don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Take every word of the Mesilas Yesharim seriously. Think how it can apply to you, where it can. Don't worry if it can't too much. And we keep growing like that. Yeah? Voila. Okay. Shelo yesh shum ma'isa mebli shizkot Moses otaitia. B'shelo b'shas ma'isa. That's shas ma'isa, right? I'm being aware, conscious of my actions as I do them. B'shelo b'shas ma'isa, and not shas ma'isa. Shiala lefanov. The person brings up in front of him. Shiala yahale zichron. Heinu. Let me say Shiala lefanov zichron klal ma'asav. He brings down a remembrance of his actions, v'yishkol otam, and he evaluates them, and he weighs them. Shkila is weighing them. In this weight, this scale. Lirot, ma yesh ba mehara, what am I doing that's bad? Even though, I evaluated at Shas Ma'isa, but that doesn't exclude me from the necessity of going over later. Ma yesh ba mehara, what do I have to push away? This hanhaga, this action, this way, this habit, this form of speech that's being too blunt, that's being too nice, I got to push away. It's not working for me. It's not doing the right thing. It's not getting to me my tachlis. And what good things am I doing that I want to grab onto them, and I want to be matmid in them, and I want to do more in them? Very, very important, right? Very often, a person, I always say sometimes, I'm sure this with technology, sometimes you don't know how to do something on your computer, on your phone, and you just press some buttons and it works out. Guess what? You don't know how to do it, so you're not going to go into it. It's a good thing that you uncover, but you don't know what steps you took, and you can't uncover it. You don't trace it, so you're going to get the same position afterwards. So sometimes you just run into something good, but if you don't notice it, you don't know, whoa, wow, I didn't realize that when I speak like this to my son, my daughter, it gives them such a smile. I brought such joy to the face. I just Agav brought my wife flowers for Shabbos. She was the happiest woman in the world. What'd I do? That's what. Oh, 1 second. So wait. So I see that buying flowers for my wife really, really, I see that making a cake for my husband really makes him happy. I didn't realize. I just did it kalachayad. I see my mother-in-law so appreciates that phone call, that 5-minute phone call. I see it lights up someone when I give a compliment to their kid. I was not saying it. But now I remember, I think about what I did. What happened? Where have I been in the last week? What have I done? I see that when I'm makpid to do X, my whole chavrusa works totally different. I see when I get to, I noticed that when I got to davening 2 minutes early, it changed the whole tefillah for me. I see when I got to davening 2 minutes early, it didn't change the whole tefillah for me. And I say, maybe I don't need to do that anymore. I see I'm pushing myself, putting a lot of pressure on myself to get to davening 2 minutes early. Right? I see it didn't make a difference. I'm just saying I don't know which way it would work, right? But that's the point. So I see him doing things that are negative, that have to get rid of. I see him doing positive things, and those things I have to note them also, to be chazak with them, to make strong habits of myself. Incredible. L'red, I'll read it again, such a delicious line. Ma yesh ba mehara l'man yidcha, push away. Oto, ma min hatov, What good things am I doing? Lahat midbo, let chazek bo. V'im yimtze behem min harav. You find any bad? Theoretically, as yitbonein, reflect, think. V'yachkor b'sichlos. Yachkor means like hakira, means to go into, delve into. B'sichol eze tachbula yaseh. Which tachbula should I do? Yaseh l'sur min harahu litar mimeno. This is an incredibly important point here. What tachbula should I do to avoid this thing? What strategy do I do? Now, this is Mesilas Yesharim talking to us. You know, I think I might have told you, I have a suspicion that Mesilas Yesharim was talking to high-level people, but it's been accepted as a saved for all Klal Yisrael. We're learning it, certainly. You know, and everybody learns Mesilas Yesharim, as they should. So he's talking to us. So that means you and me don't just run to a rabbi to figure things out. That means you and me have to think of strategies about how to making ourselves improve. The Mesilas Yesharim is a very, very independent book. I think something that's missed on people, and I think the path of growth is very, very independent, because only I or you, right, are sitting with our lashon hara. So I say, like, what happens? You know, when this person just gets mentioned, when someone just talks about my mother-in-law, I have a very good relationship with my mother-in-law, Baruch Hashem, I don't have this problem, but, you know, my wife just mentions my mother-in-law, I just, start ripping, you know? It's just, no, we're not talking jokes, we're talking lashon hara, we're talking lashon motzi shemra, we're talking rechilas, all the, you know, the 31 lavim, etc., that the Chavetz Chaim talks about. It's just the gates are open, you know, the gates to hell are open, they fly open. I see this person, he just sends me into tizzy, I get so angry. Okay, good. So now you have to sit with yourself. What strategy are you going to use? I don't know. I don't have any strategies. I never thought about my life. Someone came to my Rebbe Rav Leichter and asked him once about davening. Maybe the person was 20 or something like that, 22. Rav Leichter said, how long have you been davening? You know, you've said 10,000 Shemona Esrei. This is Baruch the story. I don't remember the numbers, but you've said 10,000 Shemona Esrei. What did you do till now? I don't have any strategies, you know, I don't have a strategy. What am I, am I a consultant? You know, am I a high-level consultant? I work for McKinsey or something, McKinsey. You think I have a strategy for how to get davening on time? Yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to have strategies. We have to strategize our vodas Hashem, but I'm not a strategist. You have to become a strategist. You have to think about that, and the answers are inside of us so often. You have it, but we're not. It's not that we don't have it. I think it's that we're not trained to think of ourselves and think about our lives like that, as if we have to really take responsibility. It's responsibility. Mesilas Yesharim is all about responsibility. You know, what's life about? What's the heroes? What are you going to do about it? It's not even something that he's talking about, because it's so basic and deeply embedded in the whole book. Look at this, right? I noticed that I'm coming to davening late all the time. I noticed that when this person gets mentioned, I say a lot of lashon hara. I notice I have a big challenge of kedusha in this area. I notice that I'm not nice to my wife. I'm not supportive of my husband. I notice that I fail my kids. I notice that I don't work well. I notice that I get very, very lazy at. I notice that I don't put in a good day's work in. I notice, etc. Okay, those are all. That's fine. But now, what are you going to do about it? Not my job. It's not my job. You know, I'll speak to human resources. I'll read a book. I'll check chat GPT. Oh, AI is going to give me the answers. You have the answers inside of you. You do. You're just not used to strategizing. You're not used to thinking. I don't like to refer to my book too much, but I just tell you, one of the big things I felt when I wrote the book about Yediyas, because I think it's very relevant, that's why I'm sharing. I recently printed a third time, and I've been speaking about it a lot, so it's on my mind. So allow me a second, friends. I think it's relevant to the topic. Is that a lot of what I said was what I recognized was that, you know, when it comes to learning Be'iyun, how to learn, there's an enormous amount of hadrach and guidance. But when it comes to how to retain learning, there's an incredible sparsity of hadracha, and people don't even have a strategy. You know, ask the actual. You know, I'm not even blaming. Baruch Hashem siyata d'shmaya. I became aware of it for however it happened, and people don't even know. What is your strategy for holding on to your learning? How much are you only trying to hold on to? You trying to hold on to all of it? Oh, what a novel question! That's not a novel question. That's a question that should face all of us. Am I trying to remember every single Rashi on the daf, every single toast on the daf, every single step in the Shakvatay on the daf, every single pasuk, every Rashi and Chumash? What is my goal? Chazer, Yefeh Mod. So you don't have strategy. That's strategy. That's what a tachbula is. A tachbula is a stratagem. It's a way. We all have to be strategists in our avodas Hashem. That's the message here. I can't avoid it. And again, like so many things in Mesilas Yesharim, and I'll finish with this. That is empowering, because he believes that we can't have strategies. And Klal Yisrael has adopted this book, and Rabbi Sol Salanter is told by Rabbi Sol Salanter that this is the guidebook, and this is what everybody's learning in Klal Yisrael's paskin, that we can deal with this book, and this is for us, and it's all over. Of course. There's a time we turn to our Rabbeim, our Rebbetzins, and we ask them for advice, but not stam because we don't have anything to say. I've thought about the topic. I'm stuck. The Gemara in Brachos tells us, "Ein chovish materis atzma be'esasurim." Sometimes we're stuck. I don't know how to get out of this type. I don't know how to get out of this problem. Very good. Very good. But it's fine that you're stuck. But did you think? You didn't even think about it. What's holding you back in shidduchim? I'm gonna go to Torah anytime. I'm gonna go to Reb Shaila Kistir. Maybe he has the answer. Reb Shaila has the answers. Reb Shaila has the answers. You have the answers. Think about it. What's going on? We're so not trained to look at our lives, take responsibility for them, and believe in ourselves. It's an unbelievable belief. What tachbula do I need? I realize, I go on a date, I mumble. I don't like the girl in the eye. I don't like the boy in the eye. I sabotage. I say negative things about myself. Wait. Why are you doing that? What's the what? You have to go. But the tachbulas, we're so not living in ourselves. And I just want to say, that believe me, ChatGPT is going to make it a lot worse. We're telling Gemini and Siri and whoever's out there, she's going to tell me, he's going to tell me. Look at the answers in ourselves. What's a tachbula? What can I do to improve myself? And I try things. This didn't work. This will work. This won't work. This will work. Right? How about I would do what I'm saying? I'm good at presenting it, but that's what we have to do. Right? We have to think all the time. We have to be involved in our words. What's the tova miti? What am I doing? How am I doing it? And I think to myself, wow, this is great. I'm going to keep it up. Mechazik it. I have to strengthen this habit. This is so good. The way I'm learning, the way I'm davening, the way I'm don't ben al beautiful. Mechazik that. Negative things, I'm going to get rid of them. How do I get rid of them? What do I do? What's the problem? How can I avoid it? And an underlying belief that so many of the answers. Sometimes, and now what? I get to it. I don't know what to do. Then I ask the Rav. I ask the Rebbetzin. Then I look it up. Right? But until I tried myself and thought about it, until I looked at myself, I'm not going to turn. I'm going to find the tachbula myself. I'm going to look and see and find Bezrat Hashem.